The Roman Empire eventually collapsed. But the power of the Christian organization that the Emperor Constantine initially established remained strong, even as the empire split and new countries fought and formed across Europe. The period of time that followed the fall of Rome is known as the Middle Ages. This was the age of monks and knights, the age of castles and cathedrals, the age of feudal lords and ladies, and it was also the age of alchemists. Alchemists came in many forms, but all were explorers and experimenters, curious about the world, working at the edges of understanding and rediscovering ancient esoteric wisdom in order to find its application to the natural world. The alchemists of the Middle Ages are probably most famous for their search for the so-called Philosopher's Stone. Legend tells of this special type of stone, a kind of red sulfur that when reacted with dull and cheap metals like lead would turn the metal into valuable and resplendent gold. Not only this, when ground down to a powder mixed into water and drunk like medicine, the Philosopher's Stone was said to be an elixir that could heal wounds, restore youthfulness, and even extend the length of one's life far beyond the natural limit. Though there are reports that the Philosopher's Stone was discovered and manufactured by scholars from the later Middle Ages like Saint Albert the Great and the famous French scribe Nicolas Flamel, no definite records exist of how exactly it can be made or found. Even though nobody can say what the Philosopher's Stone really is exactly, the quest for this elusive substance laid the foundation for modern science. In their search for this legendary substance, alchemists from all over Europe would come up with theories, test them out with experiments, share their findings within small circles of similarly minded people, and ultimately they sought to build an understanding of the world around them from what they were able to discover in examination and endeavour. But the understanding that the alchemists came to was about much more than a simple desire for easy wealth and long life granted by some fancy magical piece of rock. More abstractly, the alchemists of the Middle Ages believed that a life of directed action, honest experimentation, and a constant drive for new discovery would allow them to take the dull, the common, the cheap, the lifeless, the unwell, and transform them into gold. A long, prosperous, healthy, noble life. They believed this to be the most important principle of life. They called it the Magnum Opus, the great work.